Are you looking to uncover the hidden mysteries of the world? Well, brew up some tea and have your quill ready, because I, the Archivist, have discovered a truly unique group of individuals. This collection is known by the name Cornelia Co., though what the Co is still eludes me. But they have been all over Aventide, getting into trouble, uncovering secrets, and even pulling on the threads of fate themselves. I should know, because I've been traveling with them.
Their journey began some time before with a mysterious invite from a stranger that took them deep into the Darthwoods, the Forest of the Dead. And that's where they came upon a most unsavory figure by the name of Daye, the spitting image of an old companion.
Interestingly enough, Daye and their friend were merely fragments of a powerful god king, Ellazar the Deathless. One of 10 fragments to be exact. This god king Ellazar shattered himself along with the world thousands of years ago, leaving his fragments scattered throughout the world. And shattered he lay for 1,000 years. But to hide power like Ellazar's forever would be impossible. Now the oracles of Aventide have envisioned his return, and whispers of his ending slumber echo through the halls of fate. Unless they could collect these fragments and bring them together, who knows what destruction a shattered god could bring. Now Cornelia Co. sets off on yet another journey to collect more pieces of Ellazar. They've evaded giant lava monsters and fishmen with the pointiest of sticks. They've even rid Aventide of the notorious Crimson Madness, but not without a few close calls along the way. Now, fate leads them north to my home and the land of the elves, a place where the greatest minds of Aventide live, a place where every elf's heart is, a place called Morrigan. Though I shan't think Cornelia Co. will be greeted with open arms or a smile, but, Cornelia, did you bring that elven wine? You might need it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to MinusOneCharisma Dungeons and Dragons channel, and we are back after a hiatus of sorts. I don't have my sound system on. Bobby,
what's up?
tell us a story where I fix my audio.
Sing us a song, piano man.
You got it. So it's been a long time. Let me think of what happened last time. I'm pretty sure we decided to go try to save some of our new buddy Skid's family members. We went to a room that was really creepy. It had some like giant test tubes full of people inside of them. And we saved, I think, like 4 of their family members, I think, or 3. And then ran out of there. And then we went back to the room with all the soul jars in it. And in that room, we opened one of the jars, or we opened the thing up, and a giant like snake monster came out of it and started attacking us, and we all tried to like get out of there, but kind of got confused on what to do, if we should run or if we should fight, and some of us stayed and some of us went, and then at the very end it grabbed Trust, and like I thought I was going to kill Trust, but fortunately Trust is a badass and has a bunch of different abilities, and used one to become super mega strong and just like ripped that sucker in half, and it died. And then at the very end we had opened another one of those like what's it called? I guess a jar or whatever it was called. And I guess a lava woman or something came out.
Oh, when we killed the thing, when I ripped the thing in half, its tail was one of the teeth we needed to open the mouth.
Oh, yes.
Yes, you guys were told that you need 4 teeth to open the door to Haberdash's lair. And so I did. Right? We did the arbitrary collection quest NPC, which forces you to go places
we have
that you don't want to go.
Tooth from Loaf, and then one tooth from this thing.
And then
let me set the scene for anyone who we'll do like a section called TLDR. This adventuring group, like most, is in an extremely dangerous giant tower made out of this energy that creates all life on the planet Aventide we're playing in. And there's an evil scientist named Haberdash who has a special artifact that lets him tap into the source. The source heart is the power of energy that gives life to all things. So he's basically using it for his own gains to create monstrosities and such, in hopes that he can create a superior elven race eventually.
All right.
That's in our campaign that we've been playing.
Remember that? I don't think so.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. I don't even, like, honestly, I don't blame you.
I thought his name was Henry. Henry Dash.
What are we doing? I thought we were playing Monopoly, guys.
This isn't sorry? You say it a lot, so I thought that's what we were playing.
Yeah.
Well, I apologize.
Sorry.
Sorry. All right. So,
back to being
you guys are in a room. Let's get the right music. There we go. You guys are in this long row of different sarcophagus rooms. We'll call them tombs. And you had just opened a door, and a small female appearing sprite made of flowing lava has come out, and right behind her you see this door cracked open, and lava is slowly filling the room. And she kind of looks up at you, all with these big, huge eyes that kind of just with heat. Hello.
Oh.
Hi.
Play there.
Were you the ones that freed me?
Yes, that was us.
Oh.
Them.
Oh, wow. Wow. Thank you so much. I'll never forget you.
What's your name?
My name's Fura.
That's a lovely name.
It's a very nice name.
But, it's been a long time, and I can't really control my powers, so you guys might want to... And she points to the lava just flowing out. It's now slowly moving into the hallway.
Excuse me, Rezik.
Bless you.
Are you one of them icy dragons? Can you and freeze the lava right now?
Well, I'm currently a smaller red dragon, so I do the fire thing, which isn't very helpful for right now, unfortunately.
No, not helpful.
Oh God, it's flowing everywhere. I'm so sorry. And you see it just start to flow. And she's kind of like sweeping it with her hands, like trying to push it back into the wall, and it just keeps on kind of bubbling over. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, yikes. Oh, how embarrassing. Guys, I'm so sorry. I hope I don't burn you.
I'm just gonna pat myself and cure wounds myself because I'm not doing great.
Are we gonna get cut off from being able to leave?
Not in the immediate future, but if this thing does keep flowing, it will cut off the entranceway, that door eventually.
All right. So we need to redirect this, or we need to leave, I guess.
Yeah, maybe we gather as much as we can in here, whatever we might need. Grab some extra soul jars, and try to make our way out of here before we get stuck.
Oh, it's flowing so fast. Sorry.
We don't think that another tooth is in here, right? It's probably somewhere else. Probably not more than one in one location.
And you look to Foot, the strange doppelganger who Trust had rewired his brain. Oh no, the teeth are like spread out. They're like all over the place.
Great, let's get out of here.
Yeah, I'd say so. Like this lava. Oh, the lava's getting. It's so hot. Oh, jeez. And he kind of runs out into the hallway.
All right, Fira. Maybe we'll meet again sometime.
Bye. Bye. Oh
Try not to
gosh.
get trapped
Bye.
again.
Shoot.
And-
Oh, it's everywhere.
It's okay. Just keep trying. You'll get it.
Yes, we believe in you. Oh, can I inspire her?
Sure. You inspire her.
Heck
And ooh, she like gets a hold of it just for a second, and you see her
Oh.
pretty proud of herself as you guys exit through that big door to the north into the hallway. Now, look, we could either go up to see like the priest who's got one of your teeth, or I think probably one of them's in that bestial room to the west. But like, as I told you, like it's like certain doom. You're going to die for sure if you go in there. But that's where you have to go for the tooth.
Wow.
Throne room has the guy that's also certain death, no? Or is it like empty? Is it the throne room?
Throne room?
Is that what you just said?
No.
What did you say?
No, the
What was the first
priest.
thing? Oh, the priest is okay.
Throne room? Did you get hit real hard? You did. A little bit? Maybe you got stung and the poison still in your ears?
Fight, leave her alone. She's been through a lot. It's all right. It's all right, Skid. It's all right. I'll pat
I
you
have a
on
lot
the
of
head.
religious trauma. These are like all the same thing a little bit, so I just kind of have to think about it something different. Regardless.
It's all right.
Okay. But so if we go talk to the priest, is that also certain doom, or is that going to be a little bit safer?
Well, it's like if you don't like piss him off, he's pretty calm.
Oh,
Except he
Is the
might
priest
try and
what-
like
that you guys
he
are
might
looking
try and
for?
like rip your eyes out and make you sit in his pews and listen to him for like an eternity. But other than that, he's pretty reasonable.
Does that sound like someone we know?
It does.
It sounds like Booger?
yeah.
Huh.
Oh,
Ah!
why would he rip your eyes out, though? I mean, it seems a little much.
Well, it's like, you know, the eyes see the fake world. And if you want to see the spiritual world, it's inside. And in order to help you get there, he claims that if you take the eyes away, you can see more clearly.
Right.
I haven't
well,
tried it
don't-
myself.
I don't buy
If
it.
you're already missing an eye. Point at Cornelia.
Yeah, I should be like halfway there.
Yeah, maybe.
You should go talk to him.
Maybe.
Well, it sounds less dangerous than the beastie of certain doom, so maybe save that for last.
Rips out your eyes. Someone who rips out your spine.
maybe Rezik can do one of his magic things. And
Yeah, Rizzy, do one of your magic things.
Wow, that was a hell of a plan. A magic thing. All right, yeah.
like what if we make that mall creature, whatever, make it seem like he has all the teeth? Can you do like a mind trick situation? And then we don't have to go get the other two teeth?
Like an illusion?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know if it would work on that creature. But maybe. I could try.
Well, let's go. Maybe we can just like peek in the door and see how scary the priest looks. I mean, we just have to tell him, no, leave my eyes where they are.
If we don't give him permission, he can't take them.
Yeah, I'm sure he's operates on consent.
We could pretend we're like a band of eyeless people. We all have just like scars over our eyes, and we're like, we don't have eyes. We just are all eyeless. It's kind of our thing. It's like a whole thing we do, and he'll just believe us, hopefully.
But what if we know him already? Maybe we'll be fine.
It's true. You can go see if we know him or not. A lot of people on our adventure so far.
We've met a lot of characters on our journeys.
Characters?
Yeah, there's this one guy we know that loves to take people's limbs and stuff and use them.
Use them? For what?
For himself. Just trades it out,
Yeah.
Out with the old, in with the new.
That seems pretty convenient.
For him, not for the other people. Yeah.
What this guy does, do you know, Foot, if this guy, takes people's arms and put them on his own arm? Huh?
No. He's got his own arms that work pretty well.
Just a big collection of eyes.
No, I don't think he keeps the eyes. He probably just throws them away or something.
Well, that's wasteful.
It's not about the
eyes?
eyes. It's about, his preaching. It's, seeing clearly and stuff.
Can we just quickly retcon how many? Because Jason and I were like, we grabbed some jars of souls. How many did we get?
Yeah.
So I can note it down.
Roll a d4.
And there was a fancy one that you said had a lid and stuff. I want to make sure I grab that one, at least that one.
Okay.
Where I'd clamps.
I grabbed 2.
Okay.
We should also.
All right.
Nice. Okay, so in regards to this preacher, would you say, because you mentioned, if we annoy him, it's going to tear our eyes out. Would you say he's more of he just wants people to listen to him sort of a guy? Or is he let's have a conversation about something sort of a guy?
Or a let's not listen to him talk sort of guy, because then we're screwed.
Right. I've never really had a conversation with him. He's just, usually the one doing the talking. And sometimes he has to talk real loud because, when people have their eyes ripped out of their face, they're screaming and yelling and stuff. And until all the bleeding stops and stuff, people kind of freak out. So he's got a very booming voice. But other than that, I've not really had the opportunity to speak with him personally.
This guy's evil. We should just go in and kill this guy.
Have you noticed though?
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, sure.
Do the people agree to this, or does he just do it if they wander in?
Agree.
What?
But I don't really no one really agrees to be here in the first place. You're the first people who came here willingly.
Right.
Because you're all a bunch of not smarties, being in a place like this. It's not
very unwise, except for Skid, who was dragged here.
I do not have a choice in the matter. So if you could just rescind.
Yeah, Skid, you're a bit more smarter than the others.
Yeah, you can see it in her eyes. There's more intelligence there.
Yeah, super intelligence there.
I don't know if that's saying much with this group. I don't know if you've. Oh, sorry. You guys are standing right there. It's my bad.
Well, you two can wait here forever, and we'll go off and do this stuff.
Okay, well, it sounds like...
Yeah, let's take a vote. Beast of Doom, Priest of Eyes. Which one first?
I'm Priest of Eyes, I think.
Me too.
Priest of Eyes.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
It sounds like this Priest of Eyes has a very booming voice, and people somehow have their eyes taken out from him. So maybe we should block up our ears so we can't hear him, and also try to just be very sneaky. Either that or just straight up attack the guy, because we are pretty strong, honestly. So we could probably take him on, but it's up to you. I don't know.
I don't see much of a point in making a plan when we don't know anything about him or how he works.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, no, I get that, but also I don't want us to walk close and then he starts talking, and then suddenly we're all like, oh, now some of us are starting to move towards him and we can't control that, So might be good to have some preventative measures in place, possibly.
Are there candles around, torches, candelabras?
There's some torches on the walls and some candles that seem to always just flicker eternally.
Is there melted wax?
You know, none of these candles seem to melt ever. But there is some wax that you could use if you needed some.
Yeah.
Yeah, just scrape a little off and warm it up in our hands.
Earplugs for everyone. I mean, I probably run hot, so I could probably do it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'll just make everyone little wax earplugs.
Great.
I think that's smart.
And then out of game, should we? Because we got some magical items from that big room of treasure. Should we like divvy that up before we go anywhere? Because it has like a potion of healing and like a thing that can help you if you get knocked down to 0 HP. Could be helpful as well.
That's probably smart.
Give the knockdown to 0 HP to Kate.
I don't need it anymore.
That seems fair.
Chunky now.
You are a tank now. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well.
We can give the potion of invulnerability, maybe, to the tank.
Yeah.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Smart.
Okay. Potion of invulnerability to Kate.
Adding that.
Potion of healing.
I've already got a potion of healing, so I
Are we
don't need
taking
to.
a short rest right now while we're doing this?
In the hallway? Yeah.
Good.
Sure.
Great.
Great. And then, yeah, the parapet of wound closure. So that's one that basically, if you get knocked to 0, you can like go. I think it will. What will do again? It's like pops you back
It
up. Or
automatically stabilizes you. But one of my rulings is that any death saves that you have occurred don't go away.
Copy.
Until you've been healed.
I feel like maybe Trust should get that. I feel like they get knocked down to 0 like pretty often.
Every battle.
That or a healing potion. Either works.
I have all the money, so I'm good.
What was the name of that potion for me again? Invulnerability?
It was potion of invulnerability.
So it's called what? The knockdown one?
That one is called, here, I'll send it to you. It's a parapet of wound closure.
Is that?
It's probably the wrong pronunciation, but
I don't even know how to say that word. I think I was parapet. I always say that, but I don't know if that's right.
Okay.
Pamphlet. It's the pamphlet of wound closure.
Add that.
The pamphlet of wound closure.
Here we are.
Sure. Okay, I will wear that.
Oh, too bad, Trust. I already got it.
Pull it. Yank it out of your throat. I guess I
Yeah, those are the really important ones. So.
Periapt.
Well, I guess I'll hold it in a
Periapt.
Periapt.
According to Google, it's periapt.
I will work on attuning to it while we're short resting.
Toit.
I still don't quite understand what it does.
Basically, if you get knocked down to
It's fine.
0 HP, you'll be stabilized. It means you're no longer.
Instead of having to roll death saves, you just automatically stabilize. As long as you're not
at,
dead.
1, I guess.
You
but
won't
not-
like roll a 1 and die.
But you said something about you still have to roll death saves. What's your ruling?
No,
on it?
the death save. So like, if someone hits you and you take a death failure, like 1 death failure because you got hit by something while you're down, those still stack up. You don't just like clear them every round.
But if I'm wearing it, how would that even happen? Wouldn't I automatically stabilize?
Well, if you're stable, but you're not awake, you're still not awake. Like, say you're unconscious on the ground, and if someone starts stabbing you with a knife
While I'm unconscious.
while you're unconscious, those
Got
death
it.
saves will
Okay,
stack up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I take the short rest to figure out? We pulled a crystal out of that thing that was powering the anesthesia machine, basically. And apparently it had some sort of shock power inside it. Can I see if I can figure out how to maybe like utilize that in some sort of way?
Sure. So you and Rezik had kind of looked at these things, and they're more like containers like think of like a battery. They just hold this charge for whatever reason, and these machines that were like sucking the life force out of these creatures. So when you removed it, all that shock energy that it was storing kind of shocked and was absorbed into you.
Okay.
And so these crystals, when they're powered down or not attached, they kind of just power down. They look beautiful though. Okay. Yeah, but they have like a... No, go ahead.
I was gonna say they like can transfer power from one place to another, but they don't have any like inherent power to them. It seems.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes, they're not magical in and of themselves. But yeah. But they have like designs. Oh, totally. If you hit somebody in the head with this thing, it would do some massive damage.
Okay, great.
So you guys are kind of in this hallway. You guys take a little bit of a rest, and that's when you start to hear a very familiar noise.
We gotta move.
These heavy metal footsteps start coming from the east end of the hall. And Foot kind of looks up. Time to go? We're going.
Time to go.
Want to go to the preacher?
Yeah.
The priest?
We're doing the thing with your eyes.
Now don't listen to anything they say, okay? Follow me. And he starts taking you up and around, and you guys go up and out, and as you turn to the east end of this hall, this big, huge, almost square-like hall, as you hear these metal steps coming from behind you, you look up and you notice there's hundreds of picture frames on the wall of people, families, and all kinds of different, mostly like caricatures and stuff with this really thick paint. But the thing that you notice is all of their eyes look at you and move as you move through, and even their heads kind of turn and look as you move through this hallway. And to the north end, there's a door. Foot kind of opens the doorway, looks up at all of them, shakes his fist at one of them, and then scurries into this room. Come.
Did any have names on them? On the
They do. Thing? Some of them do have names.
Just as we ran by, could I have glanced and seen if just any of them popped out to me?
Yeah. There's one named Ardreth, Luxina. There's one named Phalanus Cariatis, Baromir, Erixis, and Ashrin Glyve. Those are kind of like the first ones that you see, and there's just a ton of them. Some of them look very, very wealthy, and some of them look incredibly poor, and they've just been drawn in like kind of a destitute state. There's no maybe cohesion, and even the frames themselves on all these paintings look wildly different. Some even just kind of look like they've been pasted up against the wall without a frame at all.
Do they look like elves? Are they all elves? Sorry if you said that.
Some of them are elves, but you see a mixture of different races, humans, a lot of uncast, those beings who are mixed with animals, kind of all not even curated either. It kind of seems like wherever a painting would fit, it's just posted up there.
Is it like a picture or painting with acrylics or something? Like, is there texture?
Yeah, you know, like most of them look like they're kind of painted with like kind of an acrylic paint. It seems like a heavy, and you can see brush strokes and such on these people. And even when they move, the brush strokes kind of move with them.
That's cool and creepy.
Well, let's try not to get stuck as paintings.
Yeah, those look like people are straight stuck in there, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just another layer of bad. Right.
Can I try and take one off the wall?
Sure.
You want to touch it?
So you take one off the wall of a young girl with red hair and like a dark gray sweater. She's got these like round glasses on her face and like a white, what looks like a bow on her head. And she looks at you, and the second you start to pull her off, this scream starts to echo.
Nope.
And all of the paintings start to scream all on the walls. You just start to hear this loud siren of people shouting and commotion and all kinds of stuff. And you notice as you pulled this thing off of the wall, almost like the painting itself started to bleed off of the canvas ever so slightly. And you put it on and it stays again, but this woman's face just ever so slightly distorted now as she starts to just scream bloody murder. And you see Foot look to you guys.
Run!
Hide! And he kind of poof, just disappears.
Sorry.
Well, that's helpful.
And weren't we just like going inside a room? Can we sneak in the room he had?
Yeah, he was
Pointed
motioning
out.
you into like a room to the north.
Yeah, let's go there. And if
Okay,
there's a
so you
door,
guys-
maybe barricade it.
You guys hurry into this room and close it. And you hear the screaming on in the hallway behind you, and quickly you hear the footsteps pick up pace, those huge iron footsteps of the golem as it moves through the hall. And as you hear it enter that long hallway that you had just been in, all of the paintings go silent. And slowly you hear, and as you look around, this room you're in is this huge white marble room with huge columns in the corners. The room is pretty plain with the exception of these 4 columns that are all beautifully and intricately carved out of some kind of stone. To the north, you see this huge, grand door. This big double door that has these stained glass images inside them, and then to the east you see a what looks like a sturdy wooden dark wood door that looks very comparatively with everything here kind of run down. This door looks very well fitted and much younger than the others. It doesn't look like it was built 100 years ago. It looks like it was built maybe within this year. And as you guys are in this room, this kind of blank room, you hear the footsteps
Still getting closer.
coming closer to your door.
I
As it
point
moves
new
through the
door
hallway.
or cathedral door. Which one?
Cathedral.
Yeah.
I would have said new door.
Okay. More for cathedral. All right, so let's go.
Okay, let's go.
You guys open these huge these double doors that are incredibly heavy, and as the second you open these doors you hear this great noise echo throughout the hall of like a massive organ playing this beautiful soothing music. You run into the hall and start closing those double doors behind you, and as you do you see the door to the hallway that you just left. You close this door, and behind you you see rows and rows, hundreds of rows in this massive cathedral with thousands of bodies sitting, mouths agape, caved out eyes, just bleeding from new wounds and old wounds, and all of them just listening to something. Far, far down the hallway you see on this podium a figure clad in these white robes and and a baby somewhere. You see these big white robes reading from a book, and this preacher is massive, maybe 10 foot tall, huge shoulders, a very stocky figure, waving what looks like a massive scepter of some sort that almost looks like it has flanged blades on the end of it. And as he speaks out, you feel this bold voice filling the room, but you hear nothing. As he goes, as he, in the middle of a sermon of sorts, doesn't seem to even stop with your entrance.
I close my eyes.
You close your eyes in this room, and the whole room goes dark. But you see in front of you the preacher, still his outline in the darkness, a shining, glowing being, and you see rays of his light filling this entire cathedral. And behind him, you hard to notice at first, but even now your eyes are closed, this massive painting of a being clad in armor.
Close your eyes. I tell them all to do it as I'm saying this.
And you see this being in armor, this very old painting, and he has slain what looks like a massive dragon of sorts, if you could call it that, and its mouth open and one of its teeth fallen onto the canvas, very similar looking to the tooth that you are holding.
Can I look around for the actual tooth? Just like scan the room really quick.
Yeah. And you look around and you don't see much of anything other than that. The walls have these big long tapestries on them, but there's not really anywhere to hide stuff. There's no chests, there's no hiding spots. It's just this long room with a silent preacher.
Preacher is massive. Does it seem like he could have a tooth hiding somewhere in his robes or on his person somewhere?
In his body.
Possibly.
In his body?
Possibly, but it would be pretty hard. I mean, those teeth are massive. It would be pretty uncomfortable to store something like that on your body, unless it was like across your shoulders or on your back of sorts. But these big, long, flowing robes hit the ground and then some. So he very well may have it on him.
The people in the pews, do they look like they are capable of fighting, or are they deteriorating? What's going on?
Hard to tell. Some of them look completely decayed. There's some of them that are just husks of almost mummified bodies that just sit mouth agape, staring at this preacher on a large raised platform.
Okay, I tap everybody, and I just go.
And you guys hear nothing.
All right, I'm gonna start sneaking to the west.
Okay.
I would like to have given Skid inspiration with all of my, you're so strong! You can do it! You can bonk it! Sign
Okay.
language. Inspiration.
So Cornelia, how are you sneaking towards the?
We get a 4 or 6.
8, D8.
I will kind of go behind the pew to the back and get as small as possible and just sort of hide in the shadows along the walls and between the pews and the columns, you know?
Okay.
And just be very sneaky.
All right. Roll me a stealth.
I will also cast invisibility.
Okay.
Oh, gee.
Question.
Poof, Cornelia disappears before your eyes.
Is detect thoughts, if that goes badly, he would know that someone's trying to detect his thoughts, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then I will see Cornelia go invisible. And I will also go invisible.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast it at level 2, so I'm going to touch Skid and make Skid invisible as well.
Okay. Kelwise, you and Rezek are the only two left.
I was going to tap Trust, and then Trust disappeared, and I look over at Rezek and I go, I pat Rezek and I go, with me. But I don't say anything.
Like, you still touch me. I'm still there. You still.
It's better if I can't figure out where you went.
Kelwise pretends not to know where you are.
Yeah.
Albeit, he's just like, nope, she's not there.
And while they went west, I am going to go east.
On the east side, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys follow, and as you start to get closer and closer, Cornelia, what'd you get?
So not with advantage, I assume, yet? Or
No, just regular.
So 16.
A 16. Okay, yeah. You get closer and closer, Cornelia, as you were the first to kind of sneak up there, and you're very, very, very silent. But as you get closer and closer, and every time you blink, that beaming light that the preacher is flashes in your mind, this light starts to feel warmer and warmer the closer you get to this being. And in your mind, as you get closer and closer, you start to hear a soft voice far, far away. You can't quite make out what he's saying, but you look and you know that this voice is starting to reach you slowly as you just start to feel warmer and warmer in this room.
And I hum in my mind, in my brain, try to ignore it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you start to hum more and more in your brain, and you sneak up, and he doesn't seem to have noticed or changed anything about what he's doing. He just seems to preach to this congregation of eyeless beings.
How close am I?
You kind of sneak up all the way up the west side. The west side? East side. The west side of the room. You got to go all the way up to maybe the first row of pews as you stand behind them and watch. He's now kind of almost 90 degrees. He's maybe 15 feet in front of the first pew up on this raised platform, but he speaks out and you can see him from the side, and from this close you can notice that massive scepter he's holding is covered in blood and viscera, and you notice the little hooks on the edges of this thing, and you look at the eyes and the holes that have been caved in, and they haven't just been scooped out, they've been torn out by these almost like can opener shaped blades, as they've just been torn out of these people's faces.
Gross. All right, so if I've moved as far up that I can, I think I'm going to hold an action for everyone to get in place, and I'm going to hold out my bow and arrow since I'm not right up on him, and just wait for people to potentially pass or whatever's going to happen.
All right. Kelwise, Rezek, Trust, Skid, what are you guys doing?
Same for me, sneaking up as far as possible. Probably getting up to about the first pew area, though maybe a little further back. Also going to ready my bow with one of the electric arrows that I've got.
Okay. You sneak up.
Yeah.
To the first pew. Both of you guys roll
a little bit further up than him.
Okay, both of you guys roll a stealth. Skid, Trust, what are you guys doing?
I'm just gonna follow Trust because she was the one with the plan for me.
Are you like holding her hand, or are you hand on the shoulder?
Yeah, because she made me invisible and I didn't see anyone, so I just kind of held on to wherever she was. I'm gonna put my hand on her shoulder. Okay,
so you follow Trust. Trust, where are you going?
I would like. We'll scooch closer. As well.
Okay, so you guys all kind of move up. Kelwise and Rezik on the east side, on the sides of the pews, Cornelia on the west, and Trust and Skid, are you guys going down the middle? Where are you guys going?
No, I wouldn't want to go down the middle. I would want to also try and like sneak around.
Okay, so which side are you going on?
Maybe the direction Cornelia went then.
Okay. You guys go on the west side. So we have Cornelia, Trust, and Skid on the west side. Kelwise and Rezik on the east side. And you guys are all kind of hiding. As you guys get closer, all of you start to feel that warm glow inside. And as you blink or you close your eyes, you can feel this light emitting from this preacher. And it's filling you, and the rays are warming your skin, and your skin almost becomes tingly to the touch, and in your mind you can start to hear his words as he starts to preach this sermon, and it's almost in a language you don't understand. You don't know the words, but the intentions flow into you. In a language none of you have ever even imagined. It's almost like he's underwater speaking in a different language, but you understand the intention, and it's asking you to repent. And you feel, and you start to think about all the things you've done in your lives. The bad things that in the backs of your mind that you maybe feel guilty about, or...
I'm shooting my arrow.
Okay. You shoot your arrow. Roll and Zach with advantage.
Yep, and I would, as watching it go, I would shoot too.
You can't.
Yeah,
okay.
I cast Fireball.
I wanted to cast Command.
I'm gonna hold until I see what happens, but I'm still holding my. I want to hold a back.
I rolled a 24 on my.
Okay, that hits.
I hit it.
Okay. Let's see here.
I wanted to command stop.
Stop.
16.
Okay. What's your
Wisdom
DC?
16. Wisdom
16. He seems to resist the command to stop, but Cornelia, Kelwise, you both raise your bows and you shoot them right before a giant flaming ball explodes out. How much damage, Bobby?
Oh, and by the way, I'm sorry. It's been a while. Actually, it's a deck save for them for a fireball. Yeah. It's been a while. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
It's a 15 deck save.
Okay.
I did 8 damage.
8 damage? You get sneak attack as well because you're an unseen attacker.
Yeah, I was like, you have so many d6s to be rolling right now.
Ooh.
And I rolled a 19 to hit. Does a 19 hit?
A 19 hits?
Okay. So 25 damage.
25. And what'd you get, Rezik?
For me.
10 damage?
32 damage if they failed.
They don't seem to move. They just...
Oh. I fired a shock arrow. I don't know if that helps.
Oh. Okay, yeah, and the electricity seems to zap this body, and Rezik, this explosion of fire seems to burn this this being, and as you get closer, you see his now burned body with 2 arrows sticking out of him, still that electric shock moving through his body, damaged.
Did any of the damage seem to be very effective?
Grin
Oh, that's not good.
spread across his face,
We didn't even try to talk to this guy.
and an organ
Fucking this
starts to
eye
play.
gouging guy.
All of you guys roll initiative.
Do you mind not
I mean,
gouging
he
our eyes
didn't
out?
really
No?
look
Okay,
like
let's
someone
fight.
you can talk to.
You never know.
Do we see?
If Pup were here,
I don't
they
know
would
if
have
I
talked
can
to this
look
guy.
in,
They would have
actually.
maybe been their friend.
Oh, we did loose our like best.
Best.
Conversationalist?
No, there's like a word for
Maker,
that in like.
Oh,
College.
yeah.
What's that word?
Ambassador.
Ambassador, I think maybe is
Well, I'm
Close,
thinking of
close.
like negotiator.
negotiator.
Mediator,
Yeah.
negotiator. Yeah,
I
yeah,
did a dirty 20 for my initiative.
Puppetrex negotiator. Okay. I got an 18.
What'd you get? 18?
I got a 16.
16? Jason?
9.
Oh, it's
Don't
better than a
worry,
7.
Mine's better than 7. Skid just doesn't like fighting.
Yeah, this like
True.
10 character like just can't fight. Damn.
I just don't want to fight if I don't have to, okay?
That's true too.
Well, you gotta, Skid, you gotta.
Sometimes when I fight and I don't mean to hurt them, I accidentally paralyze them, okay? It's not my fault.
You see this
it's
grin
Fight this. The first time I had to fight for real.
Time on
spread
you,
across
the
his
one-
face as he holds up his scepter.
Nope.
Body burned and charred. And his other hand comes as he holds his hand up, and as he raises his hand, the entire congregation
No!
stands up,
No.
100 strong. And his
Was that a
scepter
spell?
holds in the air, and it doesn't seem like it was a spell, although there's magic bouncing all around here. The light emanates from out, and you all feel filled with this light, this heavy, heavy light, and you almost feel a bit lazy and sluggish as he continues to preach out in this room with his hand raised. Cornelia, roll me a d20.
16.
16. Oh, shoot. I'm so sorry.
I think we're getting
roll a
worse at this
D-
game.
8. Sorry. Roll a d8.
Every time we take a break, we come back.
As you start to feel almost confused by this energy filling you.
I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1.
Of course.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ. TBK, let's go.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Cornelia, lazy?
Wait.
No.
I know, nothing's new here.
Yeah, so like 2 negatives make a positive. Like Cornelia can't get lazier,
Feel
so
inspired now.
It just swings back,
Hold on. What?
suddenly full of energy.
oh, my eye keeps switching.
We weren't supposed to
My
be
bad.
fighting this boss the whole time? What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Roll a d10. I messed up.
Okay, that's fine. Do I want a high or a low number? Do I not have a D10?
I was just over here like, I don't know if I'm going to need any 10s. There you go.
2?
Better than a 1.
A 2.
Yeah, better than a 1.
Cornelia, you start to blink and you feel this lethargy flood over your body. And you take no action. You just start to hum slowly with the music. That humming in your head starts to slowly align with what's going on.
No. Backfired it back.
Rezik, roll me a d10.
D10. Okay. Oh. It's a 9.
A 9. A 9. You start to feel this lethargy flood over you, and you push it to the side, and it's almost like moving through molasses as your body is just pushing away at this. But you act normally. What are you doing?
So there's no map, but I'm assuming so like the people that were in all the pews all got up like they're zombies, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and launch a fireball off and try to take out a big section of them on this side, and hopefully that will help.
Okay.
Love it.
Yeah. So I mean, this place is huge. The fireball can't get everyone, but it can get a giant chunk. Are you shooting this fireball in the back or the front of the room? Because you guys are all kind of in the front of the room. Or the back, I guess, depending on the door side or the altar side.
I guess the door side, but try to find like a chunky area of people if I can.
This fireball shoots out to the back of the room and explodes, setting 24 creatures on fire, along with the pews themselves, and all of these tapestries start to burn and melt as the entire back of this room becomes this raging inferno. And the people you are burning, the eyeless creatures, they just seem to stand as the flame melts and burns away at them until their bodies physically can't hold them up. The muscles too burned, and their bodies just crumple onto the floor. Anything else?
Yeah, as this is happening, my mind flashes back to us in the chapel of Daye's world. Or not Daye, it was, what was his name again?
Luthen.
Yeah, Luthen's world, and we were fighting in a very similar kind of situation. And with all this kind of energy flowing around, causing us to feel a little bit of guilt for things that we've done in our past, I think back to that town we left behind and all the people that we couldn't save. As I try to shake that off, and I start running directly towards the preacher and going as far as I possibly can towards it with my wings kind of out.
Okay, you run straight up. I mean, you can probably get to where the preacher is standing.
Yeah, I'll just fly and try to like get my wings like in front of it, just try to like
massive, these huge delts. This guy has not skipped arm day ever. Trust. You see this fireball launch off to the back of the room. All of these zombie-like eyeless creatures have just stood up all around you. And the preacher stands smiling. Roll me a d10.
3.
A 3. Like Cornelia, you start to feel tired, sluggish, slow. And you just listen to the music and start to hum along and listen to this sermon mixing in the room. Kelwise.
God damn it.
You see all the same, and now the smell starts to hit your nose. A very familiar smell as of late of burning flesh and wood mixed with rot. Roll me a d10.
How does a 4 do me?
A 4. Just like Cornelia and Trust.
Jeez.
This smell hits your nose, and it's not unpleasant. It almost feels warm as that the smoke fills your lungs. It's this warm feeling inside. Skid, roll me a d10.
That's good.
I don't want it. 3.
A 3. Just like the others.
You can do it, Rezek! Wait, you have inspiration though. Can you use it on that? Or is that D20 rolls?
Wait, I rolled a D. Wait, that wasn't like a kind of.
No, that's not a. That's not a.
They're not saves.
No. They're not saves.
That's stupid.
Immediately,
That's dumb.
Cornelia, you feel hands wrap around your body. Kelwise the same. Not rough hands, but these hands of your fellow congregation, your fellows that care about you as they, and Rezek, you see this as your friends start to be moved over. Skid, you and Trust still invisible these creatures not quite aware of you, they move Cornelia and Kelwise to the front of these steps of the altar as they slowly kneel them down, as you see Kelwise and Cornelia's slowly
Even though
lift.
Cornelia's invisible?
No, well, she shot an arrow, so she became uninvisible.
Wait,
She lifts.
I never hit, so I'm still invisible, but this is like
Yes.
not.
Trust. You and Trust are still invisible.
Okay, good.
You see Cornelia and Kelwise lift their heads up and open, in Cornelia's instance, her eye, and Kelwise's eyes, waiting to be blessed with true sight.
No.
Meanwhile,
Don't take my eye.
Rezik, this creature
Oh no.
holding
have one
this massive mace of sorts, looks to you. This big yellowish green toothy smile fills these crazed eyes as he takes this thing and tries to smash you like a bug. Oof. Rezik, as you're running towards him, this thing almost impossible to dodge as he just brings this massive mace down upon you. And he brings it right on your front shoulder. This mace digs into your body, and you take 22 points of slashing damage, and you feel the tendons of your front leg tear and rip as your leg goes limp.
Fuck.
And as he pulls this blood-covered, disease-ridden mace out of your body, he holds it back up again, and you can feel the light start to emanate from him. This holy, holy energy. Cornelia, roll me a d10.
You take it back.
I did, sorry.
I don't have one.
There you go.
Sorry.
All right, well then you get a 0. That's fine.
Oh, that's 10, so go for it.
I rolled another 2.
Another 2. You feel so good right now. It's like exciting. You're giddy with excitement as you open your eyes as wide as they can go, looking up to this beautiful light, waiting for the true sight to be given to you and bestowed to you by this angelic being. And you just watch as the blades of this staff shimmer in his light, and you almost beg for them to come and bless you.
Yeah, it can't be that bad.
Rezik, roll me a d10.
An 8.
An 8. Again, you hear this thing thrumming in your head, but you manage to push it out as you see Cornelia and Kelwise kneeling down before you in a very uncharacteristic way for the both of them.
I'll as this is happening, my mind goes back again to Luthen and him screaming out as he casts those horrible spells at us in his chapel and almost killing a lot of us over and over again, and seeing my friends on the ground, and I look back and I see my friends once again in peril, and I turn to them and say, think of Pup! I'm gonna shoot a magic missile at first level at both of them, and just try to wake them up if I can with just a small bit of damage.
Okay. So one magic missile each at each of them.
So that will be
Ow, why are
5
you
on
hitting me?
Cornelia and 4 on Kelwise, and then I'll use the last one on this asshole in front of me.
Okay.
This is 2. Shit.
I'll take the 2.
Just remember, Kelwise, Cornelia, you guys both get advantage on your next d10 roll. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else, Rezik?
Yes, I will. Let's see. Do I have a bonus action I can do? Fuck. I don't think I do. Misty Steps, bonus action. Oh, nope. I can't do anything. Yeah, I will just be there in front of him for another attack.
Okay. This heavy being takes a step down the altar. When you watch,
He moves past me?
Kelwise, Cornelia, both of you roll a d20. He doesn't really move out of your range. He just kind of moves a couple steps down, but he's got this massive body,
Shit.
these long
Right.
arms.
Don't add anything to it.
No,
A 6.
3.
a 3. Cornelia, you shine just a little brighter than Kelwise
Uh-oh.
as he reaches and takes your head with this massive hand and holds it back. That makes the
advantage,
big
Kelwise?
hook.
No, because it was a
Comes.
D20 roll, not a D10 roll.
Oh, D20.
The big hook comes and starts to slide down your face, Cornelia, as it stops right at the top of your eye.
Is it my bad eye? Is
Trust.
it my missing eye?
Yeah.
It is not your missing eye.
on? Which side is he on?
If we
going
had put a
to
glass
Trust.
eye in
literally
there, maybe he would have gotten confused and just popped
Trust.
out
This
the
is
big
like gonna
one.
name Cornelia.
Trust, roll me a d10.
No.
Oh my
9.
God.
9.
A 9. You shake off the lethargy. You see Cornelia
Save me.
in her head, in this thing's hand, and she looks so small. This guy's hand, his fingers almost reach down past her shoulder blades as he holds her head. That hook right in the tip of her last eye.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Shit.
Save
What do
yourselves.
I do?
Save
What do
yourselves.
I do?
Can you Hulk out?
No, I haven't. I didn't drink another soul.
Shit.
When Trust, you used your soul, right? Before? So you do have a level of exhaustion right now.
Just to make it worse for you.
No, I didn't use one of the soul spells. I just did the normal soul thing that I've always done, and that's never given me exhaustion before.
Oh, I thought it did. Never mind.
No,
Ignore me.
I just used the normal. You said that if I use any of this, if I cast any of the spells with a soul, I get exhaustion, right?
Yeah. Sure.
But I didn't.
I'll have to go look at my notes.
Okay.
For now,
Oh.
you had such a lovely rest, and this place is so warm that all your exhaustion kind of fades away, and you snap to and you see Cornelia about to be de-sighted.
Question. The
Okay.
spells with the finger picks, which spell slots did those use a spell slot, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't have in my notes what spell slot they correlate to.
What's the spell?
I think I sent you it. Let me check it. I'll look back in our.
What spell do you want to use?
Well,
Okay, I got it.
what would Wall of Fire be and what would Flaming Sphere be?
Wall of Fire's phase 4. It says.
It's a level
So I
4
guess
spell.
But I don't
Cool.
have. But see, the confusing thing is like with the soul spells, like they're like 7th and 6th, but I don't have 7th and 6th level spells. So
Maybe
like,
you can
how
use
does-
two
Yeah.
of your spells, like two level
Yeah.
spells.
So
for-
Wall of Fire is maybe outside of your
I have
your
I have one
abilities.
4th level spell.
Oh, well then, yes.
Okay. Then I would like to try and can I make a circle of fire? Is there a way to make surround him in a circle wall of fire?
a ring of fire, maybe.
A ring of fire, but
Okay.
leaving
A ring of
Cornelia and
fire.
Kelwise outside of it, or is he too close to them?
Well, if he's like right next to them and Rezik's just behind him, so if you wanted like a ring of fire centered on him, they would be inside
Rezik
it.
would be inside it.
Yeah, Rezik, Kelwise, and Cornelia would all be inside.
That'll be fine. That's fine. Do it.
No, not if Cornelia and not with that doesn't help Cornelia though. If she's inside
I'm
the
gonna
circle.
die anyways.
No.
Okay, then I'll just do what is flaming sphere? What level? That is
Level 2, I believe.
Yeah.
I only have one of those left. Okay,
Can't
and
live
he's not
without
wearing
wearing.
metal. He's wearing robes. He's not wearing metal.
He's not wearing metal.
He was holding something that's metal.
He is holding something that's metal.
I'm
Well, that's a
gonna
good
cast.
point.
I'm gonna cast.
holding a metal
I'm
thing.
gonna cast hold person.
Oh.
Ooh.
That's nice.
Okay. You cast hold person. What's what?
Wisdom
Is
is
a
wisdom
save?
16 again.
Wisdom 16.
Ooh.
He fails, and his body goes rigid.
Yeah.
Good. Nice.
Anything else?
I give Cornelia inspiration.
Okay,
Is
Cornelia.
D6? I'm kidding. I already know.
Yes,
every time.
Cornelia, you've got this. You've got this. He's nothing. We've defeated Wes. Let's come back to us.
And Cornelia, in your subconscious, you hear through the muffled earmuffs that you have in your ears as the organ plays. But you feel inspired, nonetheless. Kelwise, roll me 2d8s and take the higher.
Tens.
2d10s, I'm
D10s.
sorry, yes.
Also,
yes.
Melissa, your bardic insertion is a D8.
Jesus Christ. 2.
Think a dinkle.
A 2?
Yep. I got a 1 and a 2.
Man,
you re-roll
I did.
you just sit there on your on your knees in the soft carpeted stairs, and you can't wait for your turn. How lucky Cornelia is to go first and receive this gift of true vision.
And that's with advantage because we got.
Yes.
Oh my
James
One
has
and a
realized
2.
the only way to like even get close to defeating us is to charm us into being useless. Otherwise, we kick ass. But roll for some sort of mind thing, and we all suck.
Skid. Roll me a d10.
Like that stupid flower all over again, where we all wanted to be eaten by it.
It is the flower all over again. 5.
A 5. Skid, this something's not right here, and you can't tell what it is. And you look to the beings next to you, these eyeless beings, and they just look wrong. In fact, everyone in this room looks wrong. You raise your hammer and you attack the nearest 2 people. Roll 2 attacks.
Okay.
Hopefully they're zombies.
Yeah, I don't have a choice in the matter, so it's gonna be
I'll roll 5.
natural 20.
A natural 20. So this being is standing. You hop up. You take your hammer with 2 hands and smash down onto this creature. Its head caves in straight into its neck as its whole vertebrae smashes onto the ground with a huge crunch. You look up, angered and raged. Another person standing there as you start to fight your way towards this light. Maybe the only salvation, the only thing that's right. You start to fight your way there. 2 more of these eyeless creatures stand in your way from getting. And why should Kelwise and Cornelia, these people you just met, why should they receive this gift before you as you start to move towards them? Roll another attack.
I'm so sorry, you guys. That is a 21.
A 21. Again, you swing this time to the side as you feel every bone in this creature's body snap under the weight of this massive hammered head made of a metal harder than anything known in this universe, and like a ball being shot out of a cannon, this thing flies against the wall and its whole body slumps down, broken, as you take more steps forward with your hammer on a rampage to be the one blessed with this gift.
I'm so sorry if I kill you guys.
The priest once again,
It's not me.
holding he starts to dig in slowly. You see blood start to trickle
How long does the
on.
whole
Oh,
person
that's
murder
right. He's
thing
held.
last?
He's held. Sorry. All right. Let's see. He breaks free of the hold person
No.
at the end of his turn. That's right. I forgot about the hold person. You're right. So you feel trust that spell shatter in your mind as he breaks free.
Right.
Cornelia, roll with advantage. 2d10s. Take the higher.
I feel like I had a. Hold on. 7.
A 7. You guys finally see Cornelia blink. As the blink cuts her eye as it rubs against the blade. Cornelia, you're standing. Your eye is less than a millimeter away from this giant claw, ready to dig your eye out. What do you do?
I'm just pulling my knife out really quick and slashing at his hand.
Nice.
Okay.
Holding the knife.
You slash at his hand, roll an attack.
Do I get advantage with this since he's not moving by chance?
Oh, yeah.
He's no longer held.
Ah, shit.
He
Okay.
just broke out of it.
So I rolled a 24.
24 hits. And since Rezik is within 5 feet, you get sneak attack.
Nice.
Oh, shoot. I totally meant to cast Booming Blade before I attacked.
Am I flanking? Because
but
I'm
I
right
didn't.
behind him as well. Just wondering.
Well, she already hit.
Yeah, this is
And
just wondering.
4.
Sure, or like 30 more d6. That'll be great for us, James.
12.
Asshole.
12.
Meanwhile, Rezik, roll me a D10.
So I rolled a 19 damage.
19 damage. Okay.
Probably cut some tendons in that hand. It's probably not very useless anymore with that roll.
And did he drop the knife? He dropped the knife?
That hand
does not
completely useless
drop
now.
The
Maybe.
Maybe.
Wait,
He does
so
not drop it.
Skid, Kate, you're charmed and you're like fighting anyone to get to him? Is that what's
Yeah,
happening?
I will kill anyone in my way to be the first one to be blessed by this man.
I'm going to also do a bonus disengage and back up.
Okay, so you stab out, you jump back
feel like
through this
that.
crowd of hands as this giant crowd of hands tries to grab you. Roll me a acrobatics.
Come on, Rogue. You got this.
8. So, and a 17.
A 17. You manage to slip by all these hands grabbing at you, this time not so softly, not so friendly, as you skitter back outside of this guy's range. Anything else you're doing? That was your action, bonus action move.
Getting real sneaky, small, don't see me. Any.
Yes. Well, they don't necessarily see you, but those hands out, and that you're now kind of in the middle of this weighted crowd of these beings as they're all trying to grab at you. Rezik, you rolled a 10. Again, you just push this thing out as you seem to be the only one acting sane at this point.
Hello.
I say it again, the only one
let
acting
out a-
sane.
I let out a huge dragon roar, and I jump up and I cling to this guy's arm, and I'm gonna try to whip my tail around and try to grab the scythe or whatever it is. And I'm gonna cast reduce on it.
On the scepter.
On the scythe or scepter. Sorry, scepter. And
Okay.
I think the DC is 15. It's a con 15 to see if that thing,
Con 15. The scepter becomes much smaller in his hand as he looks at it, confused.
Yeah. Grab her with the tail, and I'm gonna try to like start flying, and I'm gonna try to chuck it. If that's
Well,
if
you
that's
made it
20
smaller,
things,
but
that's
it's
fine
still in
too.
his hand. It's still in his hand.
Oh, it's still in his
You
hand.
reduced
okay.
it. But if you want to try and
Okay.
grab onto it and grapple, you can roll a athletics.
Okay. Yeah, let's try for that.
He got a 23.
Oof. Okay. Athletics. What is athletics is strength.
Strength.
Okay, so my strength is +4. So 18. Shit.
So you grab at this thing and he just wrenches it away. Now small and much more ineffectual in his hand, not the giant, daunting thing that it was before.
Great. That's me.
Okay. Trust. Roll a d10.
Oh no.
A 1.
Oh no.
Trust. Man. Just so
I had such a good
soaking
plan,
in the
too.
rays right now. You know, you're working on your tan. You're a little too pale orange, and you need to be
I was
that
like, I'm
deep,
orange.
nice orange. Yeah. As
Working
you
on
as
my
you
burnt sienna orange glow.
Yeah.
you did cast a spell, correct? What was the
When?
spell you cast?
You already
Last
broke
round?
it. I cast
Hold person. You hold person. Okay, so you're no longer invisible.
Yeah.
Okay, so like the others,
But I'm not,
hands.
like, up close to him.
Hands
I
start
didn't-
to come over to you and wrap around you. You're still far away, but they start to slowly walk you to the altar in this very lazy state. Kelwise, roll another
We all deserve to
2d10s.
die. We
Okay.
suck.
That's a 1
A 1.
and a 7.
A 7. Kelwise, you blink. You come out of this haze
Finally.
that you were in, and you feel yourself standing with all these hands kind of holding you down, not harshly, not with any kind of malice, just softly holding you down on your knees in front of this huge platform.
Yeah, I hate that. I presume I've already dropped my bow that I had been holding.
No, you already have your bow.
Still holding
You have
it?
your bow
Okay.
still.
Cool. For clarification, I've got people holding me from behind. How much space do I have before getting to the guy in front of me?
He was right in front of you. He's literally right in front of you because he was holding onto Cornelia, and you guys were right next to each other.
Okay. I'm dropping
does
the
have a-
bow.
Oh, I was gonna say, he just have a
Does have
dragon like grabbing at his arms and stuff right now.
Perfect. Dropping the bow, pulling out 2 swords. I'm going to
Okay.
move around him, but while staying within 5 feet of him until I can sort of maybe get behind him, and I'm just going to start stabbing.
Okay, great. Roll an acrobatics. Just to these people's hands. As soon as you move, they start to grab at you.
It's an 8.
An 8, it's enough. They don't seem to grab you. As I rolled even lower, you barely manage to break free. You kind of roll to the side, up the dais, and then you take your swords and start to slash. Roll and attack.
Come on, Kelwise.
First one is a 22.
Nice.
22
Sorry,
hits.
That's 24. I can't do math at all.
24 also hits.
Okay, great. That is a 2 plus 4 plus 5. 11 damage for the first one.
11 damage. All right.
Nice.
I cast Hunter's
Losing my
Mark,
pencil.
by the way,
Okay.
and roll a second attack, which is only a 11.
An 11 does not hit. Anything else?
No, other than having tried to get behind him, basically, just to clear a path in case anyone like shoots or runs up behind me. That was it.
All right. As that happens, the priest holding this scepter in his hands takes his fist and smashes it into the ground. Kelwise, Rezik, both of you roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my. Oh, not 20.
I'm getting rid of all my dice. 6. 6.
A 6. Rezik, you managed to hold on as you're not touching the ground, as you're kind of airborne grabbing at him. But Kelwise, you are lifted off your feet and blown back 25 feet straight into the wall behind you as this radiant energy starts to burn your flesh.
Uh-oh.
Rezik, you take half damage, but Kelwise, you take 18 points of radiant damage and are blown back 25 feet.
Must feel better being that far
What was
away.
the amount of damage?
You take 9, Rezik.
9, okay.
That was Kelwise's turn. Skid, you're on this rampage. Roll me a d10.
Okay.
Two.
2. Oh my god.
You know, Skid, you've learned instantly in a few seconds that life is just not worth violence. Why were you violent in the first place? You take your hammer, you drag it behind you, and you willingly walk and kneel down onto the stairs. His hands start to slowly caress and reassure you that you're doing the right thing. At the same time, this priest looks to you, Rezik, and attempts to grapple you. Roll a acrobatics or athletics. Whatever's higher. You got a 19.
Acrobatics is dex, athletics is strength. So let's see. Okay, so strength for sure. 4 plus 18, so 22.
A 22. He grabs at you and you dodge out of the way. And right as you dodge out of the way, this huge fist comes flying for you. What's your AC?
It is 17.
17. He hits. And the massive force of this being, and he's huge, but the amount of energy and force he puts out just seems to not make sense, as it almost feels like a truck is flying into you, and you take 11 points of bludgeoning damage as this fist smashes into you. Cornelia, you're dodging and ducking and dipping around. Now that you've kind of broken free, roll 2d10s.
Dodge, duck. What's
Dip, dive.
Dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge.
You dodge a wrench, you dodge a ball.
Barrel, and I like the pace.
My good one's 10.
Okay, all these hands are grabbing at you. Up you see your friends, you see glimpses of your friend Skid kneeling down.
Am I supposed to be rolling 2d10s the whole time?
No.
Okay, good. Just so.
Trust slowly walking towards the front. You see Rezik being smashed and Kelwise's body like kind of making an imprint on the back wall as he slowly slides down this masoned brick.
I'm gonna pull out the whip that we have.
Oh shit.
Oh no!
Yes.
The whip of chaos.
What? I mean, why not? Why not? The shit's
All right.
Last time we dealt with
Let's
chaos
burn
magic,
it.
things didn't go so well for
Uh-oh.
us. But
And,
Nice knowing you all.
and I'm gonna strike at
Steve, in memory of you.
Aw,
Steve. At this priest guy.
Okay, so you slip forward and you pull out this whip, and all of you hear this slash even through the bindings as the end of this whip breaks the sound barrier, creating a crack. Roll me an attack. Crack attack.
Crack attack.
That's not cocked, technically. No, yeah.
That looks cocked to me.
It is, right?
I mean, I would reroll.
Like it's mostly on a side, but so 23.
A 23 that hits.
So actually don't know, do I roll for damage and then is it like a D100 or I actually don't know what this does?
Yeah, roll a D4 and then a D100.
Oh, D4, okay.
Oh man.
So I rolled a 3 for my D4, and then if I get any
Good dex to that.
extra damage for that, it would be a +4. So 7 total. I get if I add my
Okay.
dex for that. And then I rolled an 86.
Okay. An 86. Charts.
By the way, everyone, the last time
All right.
I was with, I was like,
Not a great reaction
you
from
run
Jen.
out. The second you snap out with this whip, right in front of you skid Rezik, Kelwise, and this priest, and achoo! And an entire wave of snot shoots over the battlefield, covering everyone in a giant cone in front of you, Trust narrowly being missed. All of you guys, your movement is now halved as you're stuck in this sticky mucus that came out of Cornelia's nose,
everyone, even the priest.
including the priest.
Oh my god. Okay. So everyone's no.
Literal snot monster, Cornelia Tiny Toes.
Snot rocket.
You just cast snot rocket? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Rezik, roll me a d10.
Cornelia casts Barn Blow.
7.
A 7. Again, you're able to move of your own free will.
Yeah, I just see like literally, basically almost our entire team is just like in a trance right now, and I am getting really fucking pissed off at this guy. And I just crawl up his shoulder and I cling onto his head and I say, "Get out of their hands!" I'm gonna like let out this like giant billow of like flame from my mouth into his face.
Okay.
Fire breath. That is. It's a dex save, 13, and then I do 76.
You open up, and just as you're about to release this flame, you narrowly catch the side of his face as he takes his giant hand and pushes your head off, taking half damage.
Okay, so half 26 is 13. 13 fire damage.
Okay, you burn him again. This guy's body is now bleeding from a number of different wounds and arrows, completely covered in burns and chars. That smile still on his face. Anything else, Rezik?
That will be it.
Okay.
For the whip, do I also get sneak attack for that? Sneak attack damage or no?
Oh, yes, you would.
Oh, nice. Okay, so. Oh, jeez. So 13, additional 13 damage.
Okay. 13. Wow. Yeah, that whip shoots out and hits him right in like what looks like just right in the jugular, as you start to see blood start to protrude out, mixing with all that snot all over his body.
But troll bogeys. You good, bro?
Okay. All right.
Who's adding health?
Oh.
Trust. Yeah. Trust. You're walking slowly towards this being. Roll me a d10.
Don't fuck with me.
And you're super slow because you're snotted, so
I'm not there
you have
yet.
the distance.
She didn't get snotted. She was the only one who didn't get snotted.
But I rolled a 3, so.
Okay. You
Double way.
move through the snot and kneel down, ready for your blessing. Kelwise, roll me. You shake it off as you smash against the wall in the back. You hit this painting behind you, that massive painting, and you notice that as you shake the painting, some of the paint kind of slips off of the page. This big field that this dragon had been defeated, and you notice as it slips off the page some dirt and what looked like painted grass. Actual grass comes floating off the page ever so slightly as you've shaken this painting.
Get harder.
Ooh. Like, but it felt like a solid wall when I hit it. It didn't feel like I could have, like, gone through it.
It didn't feel like you could go through it. No, it's just like you hit the wall and this painting shook and little tiny bits of dirt kind of fall on your head and a little bit of grass. And you notice at the bottom of this painting, there's a field painted. Again, that knight in armor, with this dark-looking figure having killed a what looks like a big dragon creature and one of its teeth laying on the grass beside it.
Okay. I find that odd. How close is the fire that's been raging in this room the whole time?
The fire is all way in the back, so it's maybe 60, 70 feet behind you at the back where the door you entered was.
How far do you think I could throw the painting?
Well, the painting is massive. The painting is maybe 25 feet long and maybe 15 feet tall.
Really, okay.
It's humongous. It takes up the entire back of the wall.
Okay. That's not going to happen. Okay. I'm 25 feet away from the guy. I would have to do half movement getting there, which means I'm not going to get there in one turn. I think what I'm going to do is... was there any holy water in this room?
You didn't see anything resembling holy water, unfortunately.
Geez, there's not a whole heck of a lot that I could do, actually. But I could reach the painting if I wanted to. Yeah,
it's absolutely right. It almost hits the bottom of the floor. You kind of smashed into the wall in the frame itself. You could easily grab the frame and do whatever you needed to do.
Yeah, can I stab a couple swords into the painting? And just sort of try to tear it apart, maybe pull one in and take my movement.
So what are you doing?
I'm
just gonna stab it and
sword in,
drag across.
Tear as much as possible.
You cut this painting and you drag the 12 feet across the room, and as you do, the painting starts to almost bleed the ink itself as the whole painting starts to slowly move towards this gash. And as it moves towards this gash, the painting seems to almost heal and repair itself, but where you cut, where all this grass and dirt was, that almost the painting itself starts to come out. This big lawn, and as this painting starts to move in, that knight, that figure with the very, very dark looking knight with this almost ominous aura painted in, his head starts to turn, covered by a helm, towards the cut. But also, that tooth slowly starts to move towards the opening as well.
Not that anyone could hear me, but I would say, guys, I think I found the way to get the tooth.
It wasn't attacking him. Go figure.
Busy waiting to be blessed.
You too, kneeling in some snot.
Skid, roll me a D10.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna try a different D10 this time.
Okay.
Still a 2.
A 2. Man, you even sit there and you take your eyes and open them up to be blessed. While still holding your hammer.
I love it
Somehow.
here. I use like the like butt end of the holding it up with the
Yes.
hammer.
Oh man.
Unversed.
Aren't you guys so glad that I'm a tank now?
Yeah.
Definitely helping
Well, I mean,
so much.
one skid
This-
ate
this-
all
this-
the
this-
people to hit him.
Hold on,
The-
right now.
this,
We're all
uh,
doing so good. This is literally like the time that I failed my rolls for an entire minute, except it's all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels
This
very similar.
being angrily looks at all of you, holds his hand above his head, and in between all of you, Cornelia, Trust, Skid, a big wall of shimmering light appears. And it doesn't look thick, but it looks so sturdy, cutting you off from Rezik and Kelwise as he turns, places his hand on Rezik. Rezik, roll, what's your AC?
17.
17. Places his hand, and you guys see this hand light up as this radiant energy goes beaming into Rezik's body.
Would have been so cool if I could have cast Bane.
Rezik, you take 29 points of radiant damage as your whole body seems to burn from within.
Was that a spell?
Yes.
I'm gonna counterspell it.
Okay.
Damn.
Let's go.
Roll, what's the counterspell rules?
Let me see.
I take no damage. He takes all damage.
If it
Yeah,
is
I'm
casting
rubber,
a spell
you're
of fourth level
glue.
or higher, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus your spell's level.
Okay, yeah, roll a d10. Or a d20.
And then what was it? Sorry, it's a DC.
Spellcasting ability.
Spellcasting ability. Okay.
So,
That's plus
your intelligence.
4 or 7? Oh, intelligence. Okay. That would be. Where's intelligence? Oh, it's up here. Plus 4. So it's 18.
An 18. You manage to, just as the spell is about to go off, it dissipates as you counter it. All right, Cornelia, this big wall of light now blocks you as hands start to run and grab at you.
And so so the wall is between the priest. Like I can't reach the priest.
Yeah, the priest seems to be
Anymore
cut
either?
off temporarily.
Can I get to Kelwise? Do I see him messing with this?
Well, Kelwise is on the other side. He's in the back of the room. So
shit.
you, Kelwise and Rezik are on one side of the wall, and then Cornelia, Skid, and Trust, you guys are all on the other side. But one thing you don't feel, Cornelia, is that influence, that confusing light seems to be also cut off.
And are there bodies? There are bodies on this side of the room that are trying to grab.
Yes. There's about anywhere from like 4 to 5 dozen of these creatures grabbing at you in a flood.
Right. So I am gonna turn to them and use my whip in like a group of them that are like. Can
Okay.
I hit like for 10 feet away from me, or like? Or
Yeah,
how
10 feet
far?
away.
Okay, so. So yeah, just away from my friends.
All right.
Toward
Roll
just a group of
roll a
friends.
d4 and then a d100.
Oh my god.
So D4 is a 4.
Okay.
And then I rolled a 20.
A 20.
I shouldn't roll on this, huh? I should roll on a level surface, probably.
The whip snaps out. Cornelia, you, Skid, and Trust instantly smash into the ground as if gravity has doubled, tripled, quadrupled and just the three of you are now pinned against
I was
the
going
stone.
away from my friend. Does it matter?
Doesn't matter. As these hands start to close in on you. And you notice something, Cornelia. These creatures now cut off from this light. They seem rabid. They seem angry and aggressive.
And did this whip do anything, or do they look like they're also getting pinned down?
They are not getting pinned down. It's just the three of you.
All right.
Rezik.
That's all I can do, I guess.
Yeah, I got an 8. Okay, so my friends are basically blocked off from me, and it's just me and Kellwise in here. And I'm struggling with this guy. I'm like on his face, and I look over at Kellwise, and he's doing his best to get that tooth, and things are looking really, really bad. And I just hear this stupid music in the background of this stupid another one of these weird religious people, and it pisses me the fuck off. And I just go, fuck it. And I drop my polymorph, and I'm no longer a small red dragon. I'm like, now I'm back into my larger white dragon form. Mm-hmm. And I'm just trying to cling onto this guy's face and just erupt everything I have, all the ice breath I can into his face.
Okay. Roll a grapple.
Nice.
Grapple.
Roll an athletics. You got an 18.
That is, what's athletics again? Strength.
Strength.
And then a white dragon is +4, so that would be 19.
Oh, a 19. Yeah, he tries to move out of your grasp, but you grab him, and you unload as ice breath straight into his face. Roll damage.
Okay, it's a 10d8, and he has to do a con save. It's 15. 10d8.
Okay. Well, he can't save anything because he's basically stuck in place right now.
Oh, great. Awesome.
Roll high, buddy.
Right. And d8. Okay, let's see what I got. That's 43 cold damage.
43 points of damage. You see this being, as you're holding onto him, just giant chunks of ice have pierced all the way through his throat, through his mouth, through his face, into his brain, through his eyes, as you hold on to this creature that is unmoving. The light seems to fade from this place. All of the walls start to darken. This whole room becomes broken, decrepit. Everything, the light gone, all of the darkness, and you look out, and all of these creatures who had no eyes at all now have these glowing red orbs inside them as this light and the light wall dissipates. Trust. You're staring at a sea of creatures moving all towards you, creeping almost inhumanly towards you. Roll me a Constitution save to try and break out of this hold that this gravitational well has on you.
Sorry.
18 plus 3.
21. Yes. You manage to slip out as you feel whatever this is, this force pulling down, and you slip to the side as the force moves past you. Laying on your back now, these creatures are still coming towards you. What do you do?
Set up Thunder Wave.
Stand up and Thunder Wave. Roll damage as this huge, you guys see this wave of these creatures go flying up into the air and fly back towards the flames in the back of the room, maybe the only light still here. Kellwise, as you cut, the tooth came close, but the night did also. What are you doing?
How far away from the tooth is the knight?
Pretty close. Maybe about a foot away.
Okay.
34 damage.
34 damage. Okay. The bodies that went flying, not only were they flung far, but legs and arms blown off. Just a
angry.
whole mismatch of body parts go flying out from Trust as she opens a big gap from this crowd from herself.
I'm not going to tear into this painting anymore. I'm just going to start swinging at the glowing eyes until it seems like danger is evaded.
Well, the glowing eyes are still kind of towards where the altar is, and you're still 25 feet away from the altar.
Oh,
in the back of the room. The back of the room's here. You're here, and the altar was kind of like here-ish, and then all the pews and stuff were all down here. That painting was in the very, very back of the room, almost taking up the whole wall.
Okay. Well, then I'll take my movement and I'll go try to find my bow that I dropped earlier, and then.
Okay. Yeah, and
that's probably going to be my turn.
You stomp through all this snot as you look towards what looks like still a sea of red eyes in the darkness, backlit by the flames of this cathedral, streaming towards you. Skid, you'll be up first, but let's go on a little break.
For
before we go,
Rezek, we're going to need your help.
We're gonna go on a quick 15-minute break. Don't go away. Come back and we'll see if they all get eaten by the creatures of darkness.
Zombie!
Thank you guys for hanging out. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone. We are back. We're back. And
We survived so far.
a flood. Red-eyed creatures move through the dark shadows, backlit of this massive cathedral by the fire that rages and now spreads from the back of the cathedral forward. Skid, you look around. You were kind of in a daze, and now this whole place, everything has changed all around you. All you see is this dark flood coming towards you and your new companions. What are you doing?
Oh, I don't know what's happening. And it's coming towards us.
Yep.
And it's just like a giant flood of people.
A flood.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to take as many out as possible with a single swing.
Okay, so you're just gonna do like a big, wide, cleaving swipe. Roll me athletics.
Athletics?
Yeah.
That is a 16 plus 8 is 24.
A 24. Wow. You guys see Skid come, takes the hammer, swings it once around, and then just wide, this big breadth of creatures.
I hate doing this!
And then, whoof, like almost like shot out of a shockwave, a wave of bodies just go flipping into the air and tumbling behind you. Skid, roll me a perception check.
Rolled a nat 1 plus 5 is 6.
Okay. You open up a space in front of you where you can't see, and it's weird because these creatures are now starting to almost blend in with the shadows, only seen by those red eyes and the flickering firelight behind you. Anything else, Skid?
I mean, if they're still flooding at us, I'm gonna do it again.
Okay. Yeah. Roll another athletics.
I'm gonna shout, "What's happening? What did I miss?" Athletics 7 plus 8 is 15.
Okay. Same thing again. Just wading through these, just swiping left and right as bodies just start flying around in a big arc.
Hell yeah.
Skip up to Cornelia. You were kind of in the midst of all of this, hands grabbing and attacking at you.
Can I do I know where everyone else is? Is there an edge to all the people that I can... I assume we want to kill them all. How many are around me right now? Like, there's 50 or so
dozens of them.
Oh my gosh.
And roll me a perception check.
17.
it could just be your imagination, but you see in the back of the room in the shadows, you start to see creatures coming up over the pews, and you swear there weren't creatures there before. It's almost like more are just coming from all the different dark spots in this room. And they all seem to be crawling on their hands, and some of them, now you look at them, not all of them look humanoid. Some of them look like they've got more limbs, extra limbs, or two heads and such, kind of all scurrying towards you very animalistically.
You're saying it's dark as in there's no source of light in here, just the glowing eyeballs? Are there any torches?
No. So the whole back of the room is on fire.
Okay.
And so it's creating a bunch of light shooting through, but in the dark shadows in between pews and such that aren't getting light, because all of the light in this room kind of turned off, at least that glowing bright light that the priest was emitting. The fire is now the only thing in the room lighting it up, and in all of the different shadows of the room, you start to see things pulling themselves out of the shadows and the flickering light.
But there's no sort of creatures that are they avoiding the light in general, or just because it's on fire?
They don't seem to be avoiding the light.
Right. Well, damn, that's not a good situation. Do we run? And then is the fire the exit? Is there another exit, or that new door that we had seen?
Well, there's those big double doors that you guys had opened and then closed behind you. That's the only seeming exit from this room. And that's kind of where the fire is, right over there.
Okay. All right. I guess then I will just be like, what are we doing, guys? And attack us. Like doing, I'm not going to do the whip thing again. I'm going to move toward the flame.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're stuck under the whip's influence, right?
Damn it.
Roll me a, thank you for the reminder. Roll me a,
always keep your mouth shut.
What did I have you roll, before?
It's just a D20.
It's a dex save, con save?
You had to roll a con save.
Okay, con save, Cornelia.
It's a 12. If it's against magic, though, I do get advantage.
Okay, roll with advantage.
I think. 15.
A 15. Yeah, you managed to skirt aside as well.
Okay, then I'm going to attack, just slash with my knife as I move toward the fire and just say, like, what are we doing?
So you're going to be moving towards the back of the room?
Yeah, because I don't see an exit otherwise, I assume. You said, right?
And you're gonna be slashing through it. Roll me a acrobatics as you kind of start slashing and weaving through as more and more of these creatures start popping up from all around you.
So I rolled a nat 20, making it a 28.
A 28. Okay. You nimbly and easily move through all these shadows. With your dark vision, you can kind of pick out what are the creatures and what's the darkness. Slashing and hacking Achilles' heels and wrists and throats as you go. And you make it about halfway to the back of the room. You're about halfway now in the middle of this room, and you're kind of really right up against where the fire is, and all this smoke is starting to billow out and cover all of your vision as you can feel this immense heat start to push back on you. Rezik.
Yeah, so I'm going to I'm on that giant priest who's like now frozen. He's like a popsicle. I'm gonna go ahead and just like chow down on the head and start like chewing up like the head like it's ice. I'm just like
okay.
And I'm gonna, like, so you start jump up and fly over to the fire and start like bringing down like ice like breath on top of like the zombies in the fire in that area.
Okay. Did your ice breath recharge?
Yeah, I rolled for it.
Okay. So you fly into the back of the room and start spraying ice to put out this flame, and immediately as you spray all this fire and most of it goes out, the whole room now dark, just red eyes starting to flood. And what you guys can see now is those eyes are starting to crawl up the sides of the walls and even the ceilings, as this whole room is starting to become covered in these creatures moving through.
How many of them are there? Because I feel like I took out a lot of them, but not enough.
Yeah.
Kind of
there were
right
dozens, and now it seems like a new pair of eyes every on each side of the room starts to pop up from behind the pews. They couldn't get to you because you blew out a big breadth of them, but they're now slowly funneling in towards you.
Great.
But hopefully, what I did was able to make a little bit of a path for them to the door, though. Hopefully, that was also kind of if I can kind of take out a big chunk of them with the fire. And
Well,
that's at the
because
door,
you
right?
flew over towards the door, yeah. So you put out a lot of the fire. So there's that, but what you flew over was a flood of guys streaming towards them as well.
Okay.
Trust, you see Cornelia kind of up in front of you.
Uh-huh.
Kelwise is back he just grabbed his bow.
Waving his arms.
Skid swinging for the fences with these home run.
And what
Hammer
happened
slings.
with the painting that Kelwise was like, hey, the tooth? What happened with that? We're trying to get to it?
He had cut some of it, and the ink had flooded out, and whatever was depicted in the painting seemed to be bleeding out of it.
So it's slowly bleeding out while this is all happening?
Well, it stopped. It basically healed itself as it bled out.
Did you yell at anything at us? Come get this painting? I don't remember.
Help me.
Well, you have your
Okay.
you have stuff in your ears, so you can't hear.
Okay, I take the wax out of my ears because that was such a brilliant plan. And I run toward. It would have worked if he was talking with his mouth, but he wasn't. Big man. I run towards Kelwise, or scuttle rather. I scuttle towards Kelwise and the painting.
As you do that, you feel your feet start to just get coated with this thick mucus.
Sure, that's still there. Sure.
As you get Cornelia snot all over you.
So how close am I able to get to Kelwise?
Well, where did you drop your bow? You dropped your bow pretty close to the altar, right? So
Yeah,
Kelwise was
it
only
was
maybe
before I
10
got
feet away
blocked,
from you.
yeah.
Oh, he came back. I'm trying to get to the painting, I guess.
Okay. The painting's about 25 feet away from you. Back.
Okay.
Into the back of the room.
So I can get 15 feet closer to it because I'm at half speed.
No, you didn't get covered. Just the ground is covered in mucus. It's only the people covered in the mucus are moving at half speed.
Okay. Okay. So then I'll go to the painting and I guess I will slash at it as well. Specifically where the tooth is to try and bring it out of the painting.
Okay. You cut down the edge of this painting towards the tooth. It comes streaming towards you, and the tooth falls out of the painting as the hole starts to heal up and heal up and heal up. And just before it does, a dark, gauntleted hand comes out of the painting and grabs the edge.
Of the tooth.
Grabs the edge of where the hole of the painting was closing up. Holds it open.
Oh.
Kelwise, you've got your bow?
I was gonna mention the dark guy. He's watch out for him. And I'm gonna turn around, even though I probably can't see, but I have a pretty good sense of where it is that I just was, and I'm going to fire my. No, Trust is there.
I'm sure.
Yeah, basically the only thing you can see right now is a flood of red streaming towards you.
I'm sorry, Trust, and I'm going to let loose an arrow toward where I feel like the gauntlet would have been coming out of the painting.
Oof.
I knew that.
Okay, so it's a called shot and you're blind. So roll this attack with double disadvantage. Roll 3 d20s and take the lowest.
Oh my god, he rolled 3 nat 20s? That's so crazy.
If he did, that would be amazing.
Oh my god, I would probably
We
poop
win the
myself.
game.
The lowest is an 11.
An 11. Trust, right by your head, you hear ka-dong, hit the wall right where the painting is a little bit, and slowly you start to see more of the painting start to leak out dirt and such. Unfortunately, Kelwise, you hear pretty astutely that it does not strike anything kind of metallic or of that nature. It pins into the wall.
Yeah, let's give it another shot. I heard it.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do it. Amazing.
Yeah, fuck
Always
it.
doing things.
In the dark, blindly.
Yeah, now you decided to.
Okay. 13.
A 13. You fire off an arrow and you hear a pang in the distance behind you of the darkness. Hard to tell what that was. The noise was a little bit muffled by all the screams and scuttling and scurrying, the ice breath going on and everything. Hard to tell if you hit or not in this darkness.
All right, and I'm going to take my movement toward the door because I know we're going to need to get out of here.
So you start trudging through all this mucus still covering your body, Cornelia Snot, and as you start trudging through towards wading through this wave of red, roll me a acrobatics as you try and dodge and weave through this.
11.
11. Okay. Well, they rolled like crap. So, describe to me like this whole thing. Some are on the ground crawling. Some are like kind of crawling on top of other people. How are you moving through this horde?
Like water. I just flow. I'm just like I'm using the snot to sort of like slip and slide around things. Just sort of
okay.
Like, just
Perfect.
Yeah. I'm just sliding like water.
Beautiful and
I'm
disgusting.
being water.
Like in the
am
cartoons where they
water.
like their arms are to the sides and they just like wiggle through and they just move.
Exactly.
Okay. Amazing. All of you who can see that, incredible. As Kelwise just kind of worms his way through the crowd. Skid. Just red eyes piercing out at you. You've managed to keep them at bay with wide swings of your hammer up to this point.
And can I see them doing anything with the painting? Like, is that or is it too dark?
No, there's no light at all in here anymore.
Yeah.
Once the fire went out, complete darkness.
Except for
But
around
I'm
Skid, who
light.
glows.
What was that?
I am light.
you.
Skid glows.
Okay. Yes, that's
I
right.
don't think I'd ever turned it off.
Okay. Well, I didn't know you had it on. Well, then
We just
around
see
Skid,
Skid
you guys
glowing.
see a soft light around Skid glowing with a little bit of reddish fur.
To a night light.
Yeah.
So with that, I can only see around me.
Yes, you would only be able to see around yourself.
Okay. But I know where everyone else is. I don't know where anyone is, huh?
No, you really don't. You weren't really paying attention
No.
up until this point.
I did
I'm-
talk, so if they heard me, they'd know the general direction.
Yeah, you kind of hear people talking and things happening, but
I'm gonna start walking and swinging in the direction where I think people are.
Great.
which direction?
So you said the people are talking, and that I could
Which
hear it.
person? You hear people kind of. Well, you have the stuff in your ears, don't you?
I don't have anything in my ears.
Oh, you didn't put any.
I didn't have anything to put in my ears.
Oh, okay. Well then,
Right?
yeah.
Because
You
guys
hear
all
Cornelia.
put, like, a substance in your ear, but I didn't have any of that substance.
Oh,
I handed
Okay.
everyone wax, but if you didn't put it in
Oh.
your ears, then you didn't put it in your ears.
Oh, if you had handed
I
me
thought you
something,
did.
I would have put it in then. I didn't realize when we were all miming that you had handed me wax.
Sorry, before that I said I make earplugs for everyone.
Got it. Then Skid would have done that. Kate's
you know what? You know what, Skid? The wax. You have big rabbit ears. There's no way that wax is gonna stay in for long. And we'll just say that when you looked up, the wax fell out of your ears, and you hear Cornelia scream. What is a Cornelia screaming? What does it sound like, Skid? Or I guess, what does Skid hear, Cornelia, in the room?
Is that my cue or what is?
Yeah.
What are we doing, guys? There's shadow creatures. Let's get the fuck out of here.
And you're the only one screaming?
The only one screaming. Because everyone else has wax in their ears, so they're like, why would we scream?
I was in complete control
I guess you
of
hear
my
that, and you might hear like I'm pelting out a bunch of this ice onto the fire next to the door. Like soup. That's probably pretty loud. I'm guessing if it's like a bunch of ice chunks on the ground.
But hard to tell what that is in the mess of what's going on in here. The only really discernible thing will be Cornelia's voice, kind of muffled in a crowd of that
I didn't hear the arrows hitting a wall.
Well, I said look out for the guy with the gauntlet hand in the painting, and
He
before
also
that,
said, sorry, Trust.
yeah, and you may have also heard me say the tooth is in the painting previously.
If you said look out for something, then I would have gone to you to help protect. So I'm gonna go to where I hear Kelwise.
Okay, so you move towards the altar. It's not too far from you. So you take a couple, you move like about 5 feet back, and as the crowd comes in, you start to swing at them to try and keep them from overrunning you. Roll me an attack, or just roll me a general athletics, because there isn't really one thing. Let's just say athletics overall to see how you manage to just keep this crowd away from you.
11.
An 11.
I didn't roll better. I'm sorry. Oh my god.
So you swing once, and as you're swinging to this crowd, a creature falls from on top, grabs onto you, and as you try and swing, another hand grabs your hammer arm, and you start to get pinned down by these creatures, and they start to scratch at your face and your arms and your legs.
Yeah.
And you take 9 points of slashing damage from these creatures.
Is that the one that I have the stuff against? Only when I'm raging?
If you're raging, you get...
That's only when I'm raging. Okay, yeah. So 10 damage.
What?
So 10 damage. Yeah, right? That's what you said?
Wait, did I say 9? Or did I say 10?
No.
9.
9.
Psych, I wrote 10.
I was like,
Let me heal
what?
1. Sorry. I'm dumb.
Kate hears what Kate wants to hear.
I'm not... I hear nothing today.
But it's great. It's great, though, Kate. You were willing to take an extra point of damage for the group. Appreciate it.
Do I get my second thing?
Do
I not get my second attack?
Well, it was just kind of generally we're just doing like athletics to be like how far can you keep them at bay. There's not really like an attack per se. It's just like their acrobatics to kind of move through.
Do I find Kelwise?
If Kelwise is talking, yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
you step back and Kelwise is indeed there. And Kelwise, you see Skid's light kind of go as all these things start to just pile on top of her.
Alright.
Jeez.
What are we doing?
We're getting out of here.
Ow!
Cornelia, the light that was in the back of the room starts to get covered up. Only little bursts of light start to come out of you. You start to see Skid getting overrun by all these creatures. All of them are still right behind you. The field kind of cleared right in front of you where all the ice was, pinning down all those creatures. You kind of have a clear shot to the doors, those big, huge, heavy double doors. What are you doing?
Do I have a clear shot where I can try to shoot one of these guys off of Skid, if anything? Or is it, I might shoot.
I mean, there seems to be like 5 to 6 of these things directly on top of Skid right now. And then more are moving. And not to mention, you have a whole flood of them right behind you.
Yeah.
Kind of gripping at your back, chasing you as you dodge back and forth.
I think I'm gonna actually run to the door and get that prepped. Try to open the door, get the door open, basically.
All right. Roll a. You rush up to the door. Roll me a strength check to try and open these massive doors.
It's a not good number. It's a 2.
A 2. Cornelia, these doors are so big, and it's not that you can't
You are so
open
small.
them. It's just the way that the door is made. It makes it almost impossible for you to get leverage on this thing to kind of pull backwards as you turn to look behind you as those red eyes start to slowly creep towards you.
Can I use a bonus action and light a torch by chance?
Yes.
Sure.
Just okay. I'm gonna do that just to light the way and like have it. Yeah. lit.
Okay, so you light this torch and you see now these shadows are no longer, they're getting less and less humanoid. Mandibles on some of them, almost like claw-like ant legs moving like a human torso with what looks like possibly a clop head.
Gross. What?
Clop clops. There's no horses in this campaign.
Right.
Yes, got it.
Cornelia, you see them start to swarm towards you, but you move away far enough that they can't get you right now. Rezik, down below, you see this flood starting to move in both directions, one towards Cornelia, one towards one surrounding Skid and Kelwise.
Does the horde that's moving toward Cornelia, do they seem a little bit like scared of the torch they lit, or do they seem like they're not?
It doesn't seem like the light affects them at all. They just seem to be running full bore at anything that is alive.
Okay. And then, do I remember like outside these double doors, was there like a light source in that room, or was it also
There
dark
was.
in the next room over?
Yeah.
There was. Okay, then I will. I'm gonna come down and like get right next to Cornelia, just slam down. And I'm gonna like move over and just like basically like use my tail to kind of just break open these doors as hard as I possibly can to hopefully just smash them down and like let the light in.
Okay. Roll a I guess strength. I guess roll a strength check against these giant double doors.
Okay, it's a 19.
A 19. You smash this door, and one of the big giant doors cracks off its hinges and falls down in front of you. And as you do that, a whole swarm of these things start to jump on top of your back. Roll me an athletics check to try and kind of fling them off.
And the light didn't seem to affect them at all?
The light does not seem to affect them.
Oh, wow. That's sucks. Okay. All right, so athletics check. That is unfortunately a 9.
They got an 18. Okay, so these creatures start to jump on you and claw and bite and slash at your body. And you take 12 points of slashing damage. As these things, Cornelia, in the torchlight, you can start to see Rezik's body, like a swarm of ants, is starting to get covered up and pounced upon. At the same time, Trust.
Yeah.
This thing has fallen down right next to you, this big, large tooth. Yeah. And you look up and you see this gauntleted hand slowly starting to pull, and you hear the tearing sounds of canvas as this thing is starting to tear this hole open more and more.
Yeah. I shove my hand in the hole and cast Thunderwave.
Ooh, okay.
I like it.
Let's see what they get. Let's see what they get.
All right. God, Trust is
a 26.
Right,
you hear a roar come from deep within it, but the hand stays fast.
All right, and I got a 9, so 4 damage.
4 damage, okay.
Shit.
And then bonus action. Where the hell are my bonus actions? I'm going to cast Mantle of Inspiration.
Okay.
Wait, no, not that one. Mantle of Majesty. Cast Mantle of Majesty, and now I can cast Command without expending a spell slot for 1 minute or until my concentration ends. I can cast Command as a bonus action on each turn without expanding a spell slot.
Wow.
Great.
So I will cast Mantle of Majesty and say, back. How would I say it? Back. There we go.
How do I talk?
How do I sound? I've been enthralled for too long.
You gain the ability to cloak yourself in Fey magic to serve you. As a bonus action, you cast Command. Also, take an appearance of an unearthly beauty. Ooh, for 1 minute. Ooh. Until your concentration ends.
Wait, what are you reading?
Mantle of Majesty?
Oh, mine doesn't say anything about beauty.
Oh.
I like the beauty one better though.
Sounds
Yeah.
Okay, what's your save again?
This. Oh, I guess I would go and look at Command. Command is Wisdom 16.
Oh. Nat 20.
Ah.
All right.
Okay, it's all right. It's all right. Got Command for a while, so.
Okay. Anything else, Trust?
I need some help over here.
Cowwise, you hear that from the darkness behind you as you see right in front of you Skid is getting pummeled and her light is getting squelched out by these creatures.
Yeah, I gotta help Skid. I'm going to once again drop my bow. pull out 2 swords.
Sling.
Okay.
So you can,
Right?
Yeah, I guess you just like
dropping
sling it
that
over.
shit.
You like a belt of returning, but you put it like around your shoulder, so it just goes to your back.
Yeah. There we go. Well, we'll work on that once we get out of here.
I feel like a bow has a built-in sling. That's like you just put the bow around
Put it
your
over.
arm.
Yeah.
Anyway,
A strong bow, you literally could just.
D&D rules being what they are, I think you have to drop
Jason's
it.
a stickler.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
If you want to
Jason's
draw a weapon, yeah.
Yeah.
I always try stuff. I'm like, I just pull it out. I'm not going to ask questions. Where are my weapons?
Also returning around the chest. We should really try that.
Yeah, we'll get there. Straps and such.
I mean, if Kelwise ever got any of the magic stuff, maybe he would have one.
He got the first inside magic stuff.
Yeah, he got Kukwano first.
All right, so first attack was a 17.
Okay. Roll me, General, what are you trying to do? Because Skid is covered with, like...
Clearing Skid from being covered with...
So you're just kind of, like, slashing out, trying to clear him away. Roll me a, Just do, acrobatics.
18.
An 18. Kelwise, you managed to just cut and weave and clear off all of the baddies that have been jumping on Skid. Skid, your light starts to glow again. Kelwise right in front, but that huge wave, as you're cutting at them, they're diving at you. Roll me another acrobatics check as these things start to dive on your back as you turn to help Skid.
16.
16. It's enough as you, just as they dive at you, you also duck by and manage to keep them from pinning you down to the ground, successfully clearing Skid. Anything else you want to do?
Come on, Skid, we gotta go help Trust. And I mean, just basically pull Skid out of the pile and get ready to.
Does that mean that I'm up now?
You're still prone on your back as they
so I'm
knocked you and jumped on top of you. Now it's your turn, Skid.
Now I get up.
Okay. Skid
Then,
jumps to her feet.
And then I'm gonna go wherever he said we needed to help.
Help me!
That
You
one.
hear
go out?
that coming from far off in the back, but
Are you good here on your own? Should I just?
I'm covered in
Kelwise is
stone,
already.
I can't go anywhere.
Can I
Or at
like?
least not anywhere fast.
Can I pick him up and rabbit hop with him?
I
Yeah,
forgot about that. That's
you're
cool.
strong as hell. Why not?
Yeah, he's tiny.
As long as he allows it, sure.
Go for it.
Just allow. Oh, well then I'm gonna grab him and I'm gonna rabbit hop in the direction where I heard.
Okay, and roll me a perception check, just because you're kind of jumping into the darkness right now, and you saw the dimensions of the room, but you're still a little disoriented, and things just piled on top of you and are beating you. You do let out a light, but you're jumping kind of into the dark. We'll see if you overshoot or not.
I know what direction it was. I just fired arrows.
Well, you know the direction.
we're
She knows the
good.
direction. It's just like how far do you jump? It's kind of
Roll a
like
24.
okay, a 24. So yeah, you managed to jump. The
settles
wall
that.
starts coming closer and closer into view, Kelleyes, and you land right next to Trust. And one of the things you notice now is a large, protruding spear has shot out and is now pinned, stuck into the ground, holding whatever this opening into the painting is, and the paint and dirt and stuff is starting to flow out onto that bone. It's starting to cover up the bone with grass and rocks and dirt and such, as the painting is starting to spill into the room. So you leap over there, Skid. What are you trying to do?
Yeah, because that's my bonus action. But yes, I still have actions. I'm not gonna clarify. Wait, so I see the bone.
The bone, yeah, but it's starting to get covered by all the extra stuff flowing out of the painting right now.
Rip it out. I'm gonna grab it.
Okay, you reach down and you grab this massive tooth. And what are you doing now?
And you said that there was like a spear or things are spilling?
So that dark knight, you can kind of see him moving now. He's got one hand grabbing the edge of the painting, holding it open, and now he's taken this spear and he's shoved it through and is now using that to also hold it open and is starting to try and tear the hole in this painting open.
I mean, if you allow it, I would love to break the wall.
Break the
Wait.
wall?
Because the wall that the painting is against.
Okay.
And can I just like break that whole wall and then the painting would just like fall apart?
Well, you've got the bone in one hand, right?
Because if you break the painting, it opens up more.
Oh, so breaking the painting opens it up more, so we want to seal it.
Yes.
Okay, so then can I grab the bone, grab the snot, and cover the painting with it?
Oh, if you like that.
Well, if you're grabbing the bone, take one hand, and you've got your hammer in your other hand, right?
I'm gonna use the hammer.
And you're just gonna smear. You can. Yeah,
I'm not letting go of my
sure.
hammer.
So you take the snot and you rub it all against the painting, that hole in the painting. It's tough because dirt in such and grass and stuff is constantly spilling out. It's like just pouring. It's like a bag of sand with a hole in it. So as you're trying to cover it up with the snot, that dirt kind of mixes in and it starts pouring out more and more and more. The snot doesn't really hold the painting closed.
I mean, can I do anything else? You're giving me so many things to do. I mean, shoot, what else can I do though? Like, even if I wanted to.
At the same time,
I can't leap again. I don't think there's anything else I can do.
these creatures move and attempt to pounce. Cornelia, roll me a athletics or acrobatics as these creatures start to pounce on top of you.
It's good. A 20. It's a 30.
A 30. Oh my God. Okay. You managed to keep them from overrunning you. You're standing kind of at this door. One of the doors has now been knocked off its hinges and has fallen into that room. A little bit of light is spilling out that room with the white kind of marbling.
Mm-hmm. And then Rezik. So Rezik's close, right? And he's getting overpowered. So I'm gonna try to get the things. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get the things off them. I guess just like swing at things.
Roll an acrobatics check. So how are you getting? I mean, he's getting overrun. Rezik's like a pretty large creature right now. what are you doing?
So at this point, I probably have my torch and my knife.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just swiping at them and trying to like, yeah.
Yep.
Clear them off. Okay. Okay. Roll me an athletics.
I'm literally just doing athletics. So that's
Swiping and
basically.
stabbing.
so it's a 13.
A 13.
It can't be an acrobatics. Oh wait, I have inspiration. I'm going to use it.
Oh, 8. Nice.
So 13 plus where's
Inspiration's
D8?
from you or D8s
1d8.
now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1d8.
So that ends up being a 20, dirty 20.
Oh,
Nice.
dang. Okay. Yeah, you kind of jump back and you start to slash and hack and swing this burning torch, and just kind of smashing it in the eyes of those around. And Rezik, you start to feel some of them falling off and falling back as they start to peel off of you. What else are you doing, Cornelia?
And then I am going to. Can I attack more?
Well, that was your action.
Damn it. I guess I'm gonna back up toward the door and just be there. I assume I might have to jump back in the room, but just to see, I'm gonna see if they're coming out of the porcelain room or if it's just like only this room where there's shadow creatures coming from. Like, are they are they
roll
going into
roll
the
me a
next room?
perception.
15.
15. There's no new of these creatures popping up in the porcelain room. It seems they only seem to be coming from here, somewhere in the pews. It just seems that there seems to be like some kind of energy just pouring these things out. So in the porcelain room, it still seems pristine, with the exception of that door that's been smashed into the room. This room still seems pretty pristine, and much safer, obviously.
All right, cool. I assumed I wanted to confirm, so.
Okay.
Everybody get over here.
Rezik, roll me a athletics as these things try and dive on you again as soon as Cornelia finishes trying to clear them off.
It's a nat 20.
A nat 20, okay. As they try and dive at you, you take your arms and you just kind of swipe and swat and keep them from jumping on top of you. What are you doing?
And I'm gonna it's like my large dragon body just kind of just like swings my claws around and gets them off of me, and my whole body like shakes my wings out, and I'm gonna go flying over towards the group on the other side to go help them. I have a flying speed of 60, so can I get to the other side and to help them in time, or do I have to use 2 of my actions?
60, it would be 2 moves, but you're still covered in snot too, right?
I wasn't on that side of the. I wasn't on over near them. I was on the preacher the entire time, so I wasn't on where they were.
Well, you were on top of the priest, right, when the snot got all blown out?
Yeah, but Cornelia was like over with all the zombies behind me, right? Or like over in the other area. So I don't think that I was. I mean, maybe I was. There's no map, so I can't tell exactly what.
Oh, I thought everybody but
I
Trust got covered in snot. I may be remembering it wrong. All right.
And I did. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
You said 4 people, but I think the 4th person was Foot.
No, he had disappeared forever ago.
Foot disappeared.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Okay, then yeah.
Well, either way, it would still take 2 movements to move the total length of this room.
Okay, great. Then I will, or actually, I can use. I will use Misty Step as a bonus action and get 30 feet, and then I will go 60.
Okay.
Would that get me there? Or do I still have to use my
what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to get to my buds.
To do what do you want to do when you get there? Because it's like
so
not
basically
quite
when I get there,
close enough.
There.
But,
Okay, so I'll just
it was
use
like
whatever,
it was like 120-ish, 100 feet. But I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just use my entire thing to just get over there. I'll Misty Step and I'll do my action and my movement. And I'll just get over.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna basically go down and try to assess what's going on to try to help them. That's all I'll do. This
All right.
time.
Yeah. It's Rezik Trust.
Yep. All right. I aim at the dude again, and I cast Bane.
Okay. He fails.
Charisma 16. Great. I cast Bane, and then I use my bonus action to cast Command again. And
Right,
I
but
say,
that takes. You have 2 concentrations. That's right. That's right.
Let's go.
And then I cast
Commands. Okay.
and say, back!
Back, I say.
Ooh.
Back.
I say.
It just fails with the Bane.
Yes.
You
Let's
see
go.
him
Fuck yeah.
pull back from the opening as the dirt and such still keeps pouring through.
But does the hole start to close, or is it not because
It does
the
start to
spirit-
close.
Okay.
It does start to close slowly,
Slowly.
but it doesn't close up all at once.
Okay. Okay.
Nice.
And you do notice that basically all those creatures kind of clear the altar and are basically right up against where you are at this point.
All right. Well, that's all I got.
Okay, Kellwise.
We got to get out of here. If anyone can help me, that would be great.
I'm kind of a getaway car, so maybe hop on me.
Yeah. If Rezik made it over here, I'm gonna get on Rezik. And while I'm trying to do that, I would, I guess, attempt to clear all of the snot off of me that I can, so that I can resume normal.
Okay, roll a d20.
Tried to get on Res like that.
Stop, dropping,
Dexterity.
snot.
Plus dexterity.
Yeah.
That's good. 13.
A 13. Yeah, you managed to like clean yourself off and clear the snot from you using an action.
And I'll hop up on the Rezik's
On my back.
white-
Really? Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
I tried to get it off as much as I could.
Skid.
Well, I'm holding things, and I can't exactly go places. We're trying to peace out.
Yeah, you should climb up on this dragon with me.
Okay. Yeah, can I hold movement?
You're gonna hold an action? What's your action you're gonna hold?
Well, I want to give the tooth to the dragon. And then I just
Okay.
want to wait until everybody's on the dragon before I get on it.
Okay, sure. You can hold your action.
Because
to do
I
that.
can hop out of the room. I just want to be able to stop.
Okay. Yeah. So you throw the bone to Rezik, the big tooth. You hold off to make sure that everyone else gets off on first. Cornelia, these creatures start to lunge at you from outside of this place, and as they enter this room, that white room, their bodies almost ignite into flame. But before they turn into ash, they start to claw at your face. Roll me a acrobatics check as they enter the room, and they're turning to ash, but they still have enough time to lash out at you.
Can't you just die? 19.
A 19?
I'm good with them acrobatics.
That's not enough as they turn to ash and you jump back into the edge of the room. Not enough for them. The ash starts to fall and these things just start to run out, and it's like almost like a wave of these flaming creatures as they just start to dissipate into ash. Rezik, it's your turn. A bunch of these things just start to jump and lunge at you. Roll me another acrobatics check. Or athletics. Sorry.
Can my team of people on my body possibly help hit them off me as I'm trying to get out of here, and we can all work together? as a
Not
team?
this round. We'll get to
Okay. Fuck. That's 11 plus what? So you said strength?
that. Yeah.
It's 15 then.
15.
That has to do with what I was
Unfortunately.
holding.
Unfortunately, a bunch of them jump up and grab you. One jumps on a wing, one jumps on your leg, and they all start to claw and scratch at you, dealing 18 points of slashing damage to you. As you guys start to see Rezik getting completely overrun as things are coming up and grabbing him. Trust.
Yeah. I get on Rezik.
Okay.
Dragon Rezik.
Drezik.
And they're like all around him. They're not coming from one direction, right? They're just.
Well, they are kind of coming from the back of the room forward.
All right. So then I will aim off the back of Rezik and cast Thunderwave.
Hell yeah.
Okay. You shoot this Thunderwave and a giant swath of them goes kind of flying and spraying across the room. One of the things you notice, Trust, is that this whole room is now covered. The walls are covered. The floor is covered. The ceiling is covered with these red eyes. And as you turn back, again, you see that knight starting to move towards the opening of the painting again as you jump onto Rezik's back. Now, Skid, all of them now on Rezik. You jumping?
Yeah.
Okay. Skid, you jump on his back. Kelwai, Skid, you see Rezik unable to take off because all of these things are kind of pinning him down on the ground. Roll me acrobatics and athletics. Acrobatics for Kelwai's, athletics for Skid.
Sweeping camera movement, just going around.
Yeah.
Everyone's.
Yeah. All right.
Athletic? 16.
21.
21 and 16. Rezik, you feel them fly off and be smashed to pieces by Skid's hammer, and Kelwai's the like whirlwind of flashing blade starts to cut through bone and sinew and maybe carapace or something on these creatures as you start to slash away at Rezik. Cornelia, are you doing anything in your room?
I am. Is there room for them to fly above these creatures? Or are they like crowding?
It's going to be
doorway?
tight. They do seem to be crowding the doorway somewhat.
If I did gust of wind like at an angle, would they be able to fly through it, or would it also like hinder the group?
It would hinder the group as well if they failed. They might go flying back into the room.
So I am just going to be swinging.
But you could
Uh-huh.
cast the spell, and then as they come towards the spell, end the spell on your own.
Okay. Oh, okay.
If you
yeah, I'm
wanted
going
to.
to do that. I want to do
Okay.
that. So just to clear the doorway, I'm going to have, push all the dudes.
So you cast Gust of Wind, and this giant pack goes flying out back into the thing as this huge geyser of wind start to swirl and mix and blow in all these different directions in this kind of cataclysmic style torrent of air. Rezik, you are now cleared of all these things. Everyone's on your back.
I'm gonna
you're gonna
take off.
So you take off into the air
and flying around. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
and you start to fly straight towards that door. And as you jump off and you start to fly straight for that opening, you can see it, the light and the golden glow of Cornelia's torch and the room before you. You start to move as all of these creatures just start falling from the sky, smashing at you. Kelwise, Trust, Skid, all of you guys roll me a acrobatics or athletics, and Rezik, roll me an acrobatics check to try and maneuver through all these falling creatures.
11.
Another 21.
An 11,
27.
a 21, 27,
18.
and an 18. Rezik, you managed to swerve left and right, these things falling from all over the place. Kelwise cutting things down before they even land. Skid spinning around, baseball swat after golf swing after baseball swing, just knocking them back and forth. Trust, unfortunately, one of them
really hard to hold
grabs
to a
down
dragon
on you
with spider
and starts
legs.
to claw at your body as
Don't you
more and
stick?
more and more. You take 23 points of slashing damage.
Damn.
Trust as these things just start to land on you one by one by one. And Cornelia, you see Rezik coming in for a crash landing. This only one doorway open on this big double door side. You cut the spell, and Rezik comes smashing into the room, crashing into the side. Kelwise, Skid, and Trust, roll me a dexterity saving throw. As Trust, all the creatures upon you slashing and biting just poof, into ash.
And I get advantage on
19.
26.
26.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. All of you guys smash into this room.
Wow, that
And you
was
hear
so amazing.
Everything stop in the room. And deep in that room, you can just see eyes staring at you. Red eyes. And in the far, far distance, you guys just hear a sound of ripping canvas. And that is where we're going to pick up next week.
I'm sure that's fine. That's fine.
Why didn't we just burn the painting?
Yeah. We could always set the front of the room on fire again, so he has to. Well, it's a little too late now.
Thank you so much, everyone. It's good to be back. We'll be back next week at 7 p.m. Pacific to find out what happens in this tower. You have one tooth left.
Oh, jeez.
In the room of the guy who is certain death.
Terror.
Certain death.
Foot's afraid of everything.
Mm-hmm.
We took the easy one.
I was like, I'm pretty sure they're both
you guys did
gonna
the
be certain
easy
death.
room first.
It's been right.
Easy room first.
Easy room?
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week. Please take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Have a wonderful week, and we will see you next time on Minus One Charisma. Good night, everybody.
Sweet dreams.
Good night.
Well, nice.